Yeah. What to do? Are you freaking serious? I can't switch on my, I don't know, short circuit or whatever. My PC.
Oh, this PowerPoint not working, is it?
No, everything's working.
I don't think we need a mic.
Exactly right.
No.
It's too loud. Like it's too loud. I think we can just leave it. I think we can just.
I can hear. Can you hear me?
Not very loud.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, now.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, so I don't have to shout.
Yeah.
See if I talk like that.
Huh?
Is it not very audible when if I talk like that?
Not very well.
So I think this is okay. Like around this distance. Hello.
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 Hello. Hello.
Hello. Yeah.
So, this is okay. This is okay, right? I'm actually speaking very softly right now. Hey, okay.
Okay. Okay. No, seriously, it has to happen now.
Ask Esther. She'll drop mine now.
Oh my goodness. Seriously. And the HDMI cable is not even working properly.
Hell.
Oh no, Desmond is here. Desmond is already here.
Esther.
Yeah. Hello, Desmond. Wow, so early. We're still setting up.
The first one?
Oh, yes. Wow.
I can offer up anything that needs up. Oh, it's starting at what time?
3:30.
Oh, 3:30.
Yeah, and now we'll have a technical issue after.
Okay, I'm late because I thought it's 3 o'clock.
Yeah, I'll get help now.
Okay, come, let me help. What do you need?
I think at the moment that's it.
We are live now.
We need to fix up.
Hello. So this is our talk. Thank you so much.
came alone now.
Yes, I came alone.
How's the mom doing?
Yeah, she's good. She's not back to normal style already. Yeah, my brother took him back for already. So for about maybe 2 weeks, then she'll come back. Then I'm going to start her with the treatment. Yes. Please, it's okay. I'm all good. Yes.
Yeah, we do. How many people today roughly?
For those who are interested in coming, there's about 20.
Well, that's good.
Hopefully.
So I think they're going to be late later.
Yeah.
Is it advisable for us to sit in front to see this?
No, I think so.
Yeah, that I'm thinking
现在吗？
of
还没吧？
it's a bit too new.
Oh, too near.
Yeah, this is
You prefer? Okay, then
too
have,
near to
The
this.
live on
I have you
Facebook
to
or
move
live
it.
on YouTube. Facebook.
She's trying to that one.
That's a live, right?
I think so.
Which channel?
I have YouTube. Normally she will use YouTube. Yeah. Just managed to get this booted up. And it's in Russian.
Thank you so much. Oh, hello, thank you so much. Hey, everyone, yes.
I'm sorry. Oh, Russian. Okay. Just going to translate. phone.
Just phone. She didn't tell you. Mr. Lim, huh? Oh, wait. Okay. Mr. Lim, where did you find us?
Testing.
One, two, three.
Hi, Mr. Chenko. We see you again.
Pleased to meet you. Oh, okay. Sure, sir.
Should we turn on the light?
Sure, but yeah, but projector will be.
Are you checking out the windows?
time for a little. I'm so sorry. We need your patience a little. We're 10 minutes behind time.
Do you need help?
Yeah, we need to get this projected.
Okay.
We need to get the PC projected.
Okay. How do you share my? Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's connected.
Oh, great. Okay.
Yeah, that's correct.
Great. Okay. Thank you so much. Anyone else? Oh, Dr. Annie. Sorry, I'm not sure. Hello. How are you doing? So, by the way, Dr. Annie is 32 years a lecturer in UM, and he's a hepatologist and gastroenterologist. And he writes books about microbiome, gut microflora. And if you're interested in understanding his books, the idea of gut microbiome, then you can get books from Dr. Aminuddin. Is that okay? So thank you all for coming again. We are actually waiting for, how many of you are here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, plus 5, 10, 11.
There's another two from my side.
Yeah, and I think we have a few more. But I think we're gonna have to proceed. We're waiting for Madam Go. Actually should be the first one who is actually presenting in here. Okay, but briefly let you know that most of you guys know who am I, right? Most of you guys, those who don't know, I'm Dr. Ang, and I'm a medical doctor, currently in surgical training, and I've been in bioresonance therapy and diagnostics for the past 9 years. Okay. Okay, so we see our first presenter slowly climbing up the stairs right now. Yeah, so I want to thank you again, first of all. Appreciate you guys for coming in. And so now I'm just going to have to introduce, because I self-introduced myself, who am I, and why bioresonance, why am I doing bioresonance here. So I'm going to pass the mic to, or maybe not the mic, to Madam Go, and she can self-introduce a bit.
Thank you for being here to our event. I'm Madam Go. My journey towards bioresonance started years ago. I was in the IT line, and you know, IT work is very stressful, especially project management. So I felt sick, burnout, and I was falling sick like every week. So from then on, I actually quit my job, and then after that, I seek alternative treatments because I hate going to see doctors. Right? Then along the way, I came across like good nutritional supplements that I took to help me recover. And then I took up some qigong, which really helps. And qigong, you know, is energy. It's like a life force. So this is how I came to believe that, you know, our body, we cannot just treat with the Western medicine. There's always a qi, a force in us that, you know, our body can heal itself. And that's how a few years down the line, we met and get to know bioresonance, and I treated myself. In those days, I was like so burnt out, falling sick every week, and I was like in crying, anxiety, for no reason. And after that, I discovered that I have hypothyroidism, right? And I treated myself, and I have GERD, where there's an acid reflux, which I don't feel, but when I thought I had heart attack. So went through Sunway Medical, went to RJN, Institute Jantung, went to a lot of places until one day I thought I really had a heart attack. So I went to see iHeal, the nearest place that I could go at that point of time. And that doctor told me that it's not my heart, it's my acid reflux. Because acid reflux doesn't always take a manifest as the burning sensation in your throat, right? So that's how I found out I had the acid reflux. Went for 2 courses of antibiotics. The doctor told me, okay, we still can find some, what is that, the H. pylori, Helicobacter pylori bacteria in you. Then I asked the doctor, so what happens? What am I going to do? Well, you either take the 3rd course of antibiotics and PPIs, and that was not acceptable to me. I told the doctor, there's no way I'm going to subject myself to a 3rd course of antibiotics, which is really bad for our body, the gut system especially. So in the end, I decided not to, and again, I used bioresonance to treat myself. And I also found out from that doctor, I have hypothyroidism, right? Which I didn't know. So, and later on when he told me that, I should be starting to take all those things. So that's when I discovered, yeah, I feel much better, right? Hypothyroidism. It was so bad, I didn't know that, you know. It's like your heart sometimes stops beating. So I have to like actually force myself to breathe to get the heart beating again, because thyroid hormones actually controls your heart rate besides the metabolism and the temperature. So this is how
You met bioresonance
I met
and you eventually
bioresonance.
became a therapist.
I can
So we trained many years, so you've been 6 years in the field now?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
helping multiple
Happily
people.
so.
Okay, so yeah, thank you for coming again, our new guest. Please take a seat, okay? So a bit of who are we? So we have a Bioresonance Center in Damansara Perdana, if you already know. Okay, so this is how the entry of a center looks like. So what services we provide? Bioresonance test and therapy, so we're going to elaborate later, and we go into preventive healthcare. And we also have physio-med oscillation therapy for pain, swelling, and lymphatic drainage, and poor wound healing, and post-surgical healing, as well as aesthetic use. So, okay, then I'm going to bring you to apologize for the pause. I was supposed to bring you to this. Okay, so these are the events that we have been doing lately. We went for the 3rd International Muffin Conference, and that is where we did the event in the Curve, and then we did one in Cheetah Mall. So that was a conference, so a bit of a... This is when I was treating in Moscow, Russia, when I first got to know bioresonance, when I was still, I think, 30 in medical school. So the next thing is, this was the 2018 Frankfurt conference. Dr. Vitia from the intensive healthcare cardiologist talking about how he used bioresonance to treat heart failure. And then, yeah, these are one of the events, so you can see me. This was me training the other clinics and doctors to use the bioresonance therapy. I look like an 18-year-old kid here. But I was way older than that, okay? And this is that more pictures where I do seminars and workshops around Russia. So I got my trainings from Germany as well for bioresonance therapy. So this is the CEO of Rynex Bioresonance. These machines, this device. So we sat down and we spoke a bit about the science behind it. So that's how I got into bioresonance as well. So I will pass the mic now to Madam Go to talk a bit about what bioresonance is. So remember, we have our agenda is we want to know briefly what bioresonance is, and then we're going to go into how can bioresonance address the underlying causes or the untold causes of infertility. Okay, so let's go. Thank you so much. You need your cursor, or I'm going to help you with that one? Okay.
So too many things.
Okay.
Okay. Right. Before we begin anything, we have our disclaimer.
Yeah.
Bioresonance therapy, right, is a complementary and alternative modality of treatment. So if
Okay, let's begin.
Yeah. Right.
Okay, we're gonna do some demonstration now.
Demonstration for those people who are not familiar, because I think most of you know what bioresonance is all about. Okay. So for those who are not familiar, we'll start with some demonstration.
Alright, so we have 3 identical tuning forks here.
Yeah.
So beware, this is gonna be very dangerous. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so the one you see with this mark here is the controlling
Yeah.
fork. Yeah.
Okay. We have actually triplets now, and I thought I was working with twins. Okay. So twins, these tuning forks, these apparatus here, they are of similar material, similar size. They resonate at the same frequency. So to demonstrate what the resonance is all about, right?
Okay.
I'm going to strike this.
First, can you not walk the, sorry?
Like this. Okay, maybe I should.
So do you know how Madam Go can make this tuning fork vibrate at its natural frequency again without touching it?
I don't know if y'all can hear.
Can you do it again?
Okay. Can y'all hear? Right? And it resonates.
Okay.
So same twins, same qualities. Then when we pass this, the sound wave will travel and then hit this, the other one, and it will resonate. So same frequency will resonate. If it is not the same, it will not resonate.
Okay.
So this is what resonance is all about. And
We have the next one.
yeah.
Now, this is the next demonstration. So that was a nice, like fork, identical, without even any thing on it. So let's say we're gonna hang some things on it. Okay? Okay. So let's maintain the vibration of this fork. Okay, hold it. Can you hear anything? This time, do you hear anything? Not much, right? Okay, so these things are impeding the vibration of this fork right now. Okay, just let this idea sit in mind. Just keep it in mind. Okay, we don't know what it is, so the next one.
Okay, so what you see, that physical phenomenon is what we call resonance. Resonance, right, in our living body. Or for all matter, any matter, non-living or living matter, they emit energy. So energy is measurable in frequencies, right? Like, you know, the quartz watch, we use the crystal quartz. Why do they use it? Because they emit frequencies at very constant rate, right?
Alright, so to conclude, what you saw just now was called a resonance. So when these are identical, when you hit one fork, the other fork which is identical to that.
You can smell,
Okay.
you can taste, you can hear, but for some people who are very sensitive to these EMFs, they can feel it,
Okay.
right? Some people even feel the warmth on the skin.
Okay.
Some people don't feel anything at all, but that doesn't mean your body don't resonate. Okay? Right. Now, how do we identify all those magnetic frequencies, electromagnetic frequencies in our body? Right? For 50 over years, biophysicists they have been using this high precision equipment to measure the frequencies, right? To find out each and every part of our organs, cells, DNA, and then they found out that for most of our organs, we naturally resonate at this frequency range, radio and microwaves. Microwaves, familiar? Hazardous, your microwave oven? No, not that range. Otherwise you'll be cooked. Huh?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so it's the range between here and here.
Okay?
Here.
From the lower frequencies to a bit higher and not your microwaves at home. So let's conclude this slide. First, we know all matter emits electromagnetic waves, right? With different ranges. So we have concluded that. You cannot see, you cannot feel, you cannot taste, you may feel it.
Okay, so now with this, we know that healthy cells they vibrate at very high frequency, right? But if we have the next slide, please. Next one. Okay. If we have what is that? External stresses, environmental toxins, pesticides, right? Your e-smoke and all those kind of things that stresses the body, even viruses, bacteria. You fall sick. Now, when you fall sick, what happens? The electromagnetic frequencies, as we measure it in that way, it begins to weaken. Your body's bioresonance begins to weaken, right? And with all those stresses that I mentioned before, the e-smoke, the toxins, pathogens, for example, and even stress, okay, emotional stress, work stress, okay, you will have what? You will result in a reduced detox ability, right? The body function, like your skin, your lungs, your liver, kidney, all those begins to, what is that? Lose its function slowly, right?
It's
And
resonant.
then when it loses its optimal detox functionality, what happens? More toxins will accumulate because your body can't flush them out properly. Okay, and if you don't have also like good nutrition, it's going to get worse. Right, so you become further weakened, and then we have the vicious cycle. You
Okay.
get weaker and weaker, right? So in terms of this bioresonance, energetically it means that the energy has dropped. Your cells function drop, or the organs function drop. Okay.
Okay. Can we do a short conclusion for this slide again? Bring it back to the analogy. Okay. So you see that cycle then? We spoke about weakened bioresonance. We spoke about how our body bioresonate with the earth. We are constantly vibrating along with the earth, the solar system, and the universe, right? So when we were hitting just now, that was, just imagine that was the universe, and then this was you. This is a clean body you. So you hear this vibrating, but this identical same flow, this is a dirty you with all the toxins in your body. You don't really see that resonance there. So that's when it's not moving enough, it's low function, toxins will come and stick, and when it sticks longer, it sticks deeper and it sticks harder to remove it. So let's get on to the next slide. This was an analogy on the tuning fork.
Yeah. So as a result of a weakened and further weakened bioresonance energetically, what manifests? Chronic diseases like chronic inflammation, infection, fatigue, depression, and the one that people are scared the most, cancer. Okay.
Okay. So that's the result of the third tuning fork, your dirty body.
Yeah.
Without the
Imagine
bioresonance.
this is your dirty body with all those
Yeah.
pathogens and e-smoke and whatever that is stuck, toxins.
That is preventing your body from resonating with the whole universe actually. So
Yeah, why the whole universe or the sun we are talking, how our skin, we get darkened, right? When if you go under the sun, we get sunburn, on how our body synthesizes vitamin D. It's because of the ultraviolet wavelengths, which is between 750 to 1500 terahertz. Right? Sunlight helps synthesize vitamin D, and that's because of the ultraviolet spectrum of wavelengths.
meaning
It helps to synthesize vitamin D or to trigger some processes to help our body to tan, to protect the skin.
Okay.
Right? So, and in terahertz, people don't believe, terahertz must be very high, you don't feel anything. Do you feel anything when the sun hits you? Just the mole on your skin, right? You don't vibrate.
Oh, yeah.
Like what Dr. An did, vibrating very fast just now.
Okay, we're going up. So that's the result of the weakened bioresonance. So you're talking about the sun, right? If we put that filter of that certain wavelength, no matter how much sun you get, you're not gonna get vitamin D. Correct? Okay. So it's a specific wavelength that gives you that effect. Next. So almost coming to the conclusion.
Yeah. Okay, so these are the things that we can check.
Bioresonance.
Bioresonance checking. Right, what we can, eSmoke will be things like your Bluetooth, your Wi-Fi, WiMAX, 4G, now 5G, right? Then the vitamins and minerals, this is where we can check whether you are deficient in which of this group of minerals and nutrients, right? Or it is over. Don't be surprised, we can find people who have, just after the COVID, people take a lot of vitamin D in, so they came with like over-sufficiency of vitamin A and D, right? And this is very important, heavy metals like palladium, platinum, lead, mercury, very important. These are the things that will stick to your body like this, and they will disrupt the cell communication. Okay, environmental toxins, we can check your immune cells, your immune system, hormones and the nervous system, heart and blood vessels, right? Liver, kidneys, GI tract, respiratory, and many more. Okay? So if you want to know any details after during the Q&A, you can ask us.
Okay, so we have a small testing session. Maybe we can
Yeah.
proceed with that to play around. Okay, so next. So currently, what are we successful in?
Okay, we are successful in treating allergies, infertility, which is going to be the great subject today, right? Gut issues, things like leaky gut, inflammation, diarrhea, particularly irritable bowel diseases, right? Chronic fatigue syndrome, so this is pertaining to your hormonal imbalance, depression, right? And then consequences of hormonal imbalance, some of these will also tie up with your infertility issues, heart failure, insomnia, and many more. Okay.
Let's go. Okay, so
Right.
going
Why?
on to
Yeah.
Ryan's bioresonance being a powerful tool. Why?
Why is it a powerful tool? Early detection. As we mentioned before, healthy cells and organs, they vibrate at a higher frequency. They each have their own optimum frequency. The moment it drops down to a unit of 10 in our devices, we can already detect any changes, energetic or the electromagnetic wave changes, we can already detect.
Before symptoms.
Before cellular changes occur, or in other words, diseases occur, or you start to feel the symptoms already. Okay? So, prevention. So because of the early detection, prevention, you can take preventive measures, right? And it's also a great tool for people who are already facing challenges. Okay? And what we can do is also, as I mentioned earlier, we have the nutrients, food and supplement compatibility testing. Okay? We can do that. You can bring your food if you think that you're allergic to, like your egg yolk, egg whites, any breads, whatever. You can test and see if you are sensitive or allergic to that food substance. And also the deficiency of any of the minerals or trace elements and vitamins. Okay? And we have genetic tests. Anybody familiar with this or don't know this? Genetic
It's what people normally call, the Chinese call it the feng shui, but it's actually not. It's scientifically tested by these Germans. They're called building biologists. They test it with high precision measurement device to test if the frequency that is coming from the bad electromagnetic grids on the Earth's surface that influences the body in a bad way.
If you want to know the details, after during the Q&A, we will explain this to you. What do we mean by the dramatic test, or what are the different types of dramatic stresses? Okay, and what we can do is also body and foot spa.
So you can literally put like 2 special detectors into the bathtub or in some
Yeah.
foot bath and do it as a
Detox.
body or foot spa detox. Yeah.
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 You can just relax, lie down in your bathtub. I mean, not lie down underwater, but in sufficient water with 2 rocks in them, and while your therapy program runs. Okay, and in the water you can put Epsom salt or any Himalayan salt. So
Epsom salt, maybe some people.
Yeah.
We will discuss that in the Q&A. We have a Q&A later.
okay,
Is anything you feel like you have more questions about, then you can continue
Yeah.
grill us later. Yeah. Next,
okay. So
what's the conclusion?
what's the conclusion? Prevention is the new cure, right?
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Give it up. Give it up for Mango. She hasn't been doing this for many years, and this is the first time after so many years. So give some encouragement. So if you need scientific publications and links, get it from us. These are the references. So it's up to me now. Our biggest agenda today is to tell you how can bioresonance address untold causes of fertility issues in both male and female. So I'm not talking only about women. So I put disclaimer. I've already told you about this talk that we're having here, whatever advices that we're giving, solutions that we're giving. It cannot be replaced by your medical doctor. And please know that bioresonance diagnostics and therapy now, although we had the medical devices licenses in Malaysia before, we are still reapplying for it because they changed the regulations. And now we are still fighting for being medical devices. Okay, so please know that it's not medical right now. Yeah, at the moment it's a transition. But all these things that I'm telling you, it has been experiences that have been accumulated over the last 40 years. Yeah, but we still don't, it's better not to say that, oh, we make big claims and stuff. So let's go on to, okay, see, this is the list of causes of infertility that are found in big official medical websites. Yeah, I don't want to name a few, but these are the big official websites. So here are the causes of infertility that they state on the websites. And actually, we're talking about, okay, I'm just going to tell you a story and see how I'm going to lead you to my topic here. So there was this city called Washington, and people were really honking at each other. The traffic jam was really bad. And then the city found a solution. You know what the solution was? They were giving out earplugs to people just to cover their ears, to not hear the noise. So it took a visionary engineer to change the whole, revamp the whole traffic system to finally solve the issue. So the lesson is concrete clear, like really clear, that we solve the root cause, not the noise, correct? Okay, so these are the things that it's weird that we were taught as well to identify these causes as causes, but actually, frankly saying, I would say after so many years of practicing bioresonance therapy and diagnostics, I would say these are the noises. These are the result of what I'm going to tell you next. So, and what happens when you treat the noise? When you treat the noise, this is what happens. Years of frustration leading to depression and disharmony in the family. Like when you don't get your babies that you want. So what happens? Frustration, depression, and disharmony in the family, jumping from wards to wards, worsening of overall condition, emergence of new problems as side effects of treating the original problem. So new problems come out from the original one. So energy, finance spent to no avail. So my 5 cases, my 5 Rhinex babies, they're firstborn babies, and these mothers have said the same. We spent so much energy and money, and there was no results. Okay, so what Rhinex Bioresonance Fertility Program can offer? First of all, it's developed by a urologist from Osaka, Japan, called Yoshimichi Hamada. Okay, and he, along with the professor of microbiology in one of the top universities in Japan, he found out frequencies, like frequency waveforms, and how he can use this to tap into self-regulatory system in the body. So meaning, using these waves that he has found, we can tap into the body's diseased waveforms and to tune it to become normal waveforms again. So I don't know if that confused you. Any puzzle faces? Okay, we leave that to the Q&A, yeah? Okay. Okay. So the special advantage of the programs is that they already contain the optimal compositions required to harmonize male and female infertility issues as well as erectile dysfunction. Okay? Sensitive topic. Okay? So let's go into what Dr. Hamada, the urologist from Japan, found. Actually, for many years he has been doing all kinds of experiments and clinical testing. And he found out that actually there are these factors, key stress factors, that are impeding the fertility. Okay? So first, bacteria, viruses, fungi, and parasites. Okay? This is not the most fun part. Sexual dysfunction, meaning these frequencies are for the brain wave to twist, to actually switch that brain to make you more flexible, that you can come home from work and you can quickly switch to that mood to get into your intercourse. Yeah. So that is one of the frequencies that is contained in the sexual dysfunction realm. Then we go on to dysfunction of the gonads and testicles and sperm production. So just let this point sit, we're gonna elaborate later. Okay, and then next, an imbalance of male or female sex hormones. You know that your estradiols, your progesterone, your testosterone, and many others. And what does it mean by a lack of neurotransmitters? What does it mean? What are neurotransmitters in the first place? It's basically signaling molecules that travel from one nerve to the other nerve and carries messages from one nerve ending to the next nerve ending and tell what the next nerve should do. Okay, basically, these are neurotransmitters. They also regulate mood. Okay, depression in women especially. Serotonin and dopamine. I don't know if you've heard of these hormones. Serotonin is a hormone that keeps you calm and very composed. Although some doctors know it as an exciting hormone. Yeah, that's one side of it, and it also keeps you calm. And dopamine gives you, it's called the happy hormone. Yeah. So this is what people who are facing depression and going through infertility, they need this as well. Then the next thing, environmental hormones such as octophenol, bisphenol A, phenol. I think you've seen a lot of plastic bottles out there in the shopping complexes. They say BPA free. So these are the new bottles. BPA free means bisphenol A free. So bisphenol, why is it so bad? And why is octophenol, bisphenol, and all these phenols so bad? Because it can look like an estrogen. It mimics. Okay, it wears a mask, and see, if it looks like estrogen, it's like an extra load for your body, thinking like, oh, it's either too much of estrogen, and then it will trigger unwanted reactions in your body, which is over. So all hormones, they have to be in balance. It cannot be too much, it cannot be too low. So when bisphenol comes in, there's a fake picture of being too much and then it goes hell. Your whole system, your hormonal system goes hell. So what Dr. Hamada says is that we have to teach the body, use frequencies to talk to the body cells to let them eliminate these toxins from your body. Okay, and then we go to insufficient detoxification. So when we come to detoxification, in these frequency waveforms, right next bioresonance of Dr. Hamada's programs, they actually not only change how your cells metabolize the toxins, they also increase the movement of sweeping cells to sweep the toxins out of your body. So first of all, you need to make your cell receptive to the toxins, so it has to capture it. Then when it captures it, it needs to metabolize it, process it, and then when it gets out of the cell, some other cells should be pushing those things out. So these three processes are taken care of in this category of frequencies. So, which is this one, insufficient detoxification. So these are just additional studies like backups on top of what Dr. Hamada found. Okay, we also, in the general practice of bioresonance therapy, we also take into consideration heavy metals. As we know, heavy metals, what are the effects? Does hormonal imbalances? We don't know that. Okay, then it alters your DNA when producing sperms or ovums, and it reduces sperm motility. So you can see heavy metals, especially cadmium and lead, they are very well studied for causing fertility issues. Okay, these are the citations you can see. Okay, so lead reduces and decreases luteinizing hormone and follicle stimulating hormone in the body. And if you are not familiar with that, those are actually hormones that regulate the sex hormones coming out from your brain. Okay, so then gold nanoparticles found in the testes actually increased the rate of sperm DNA damage. Okay, and then there's another study in 2001 from Bellas et al. Ultra high frequency radiation, heavy metals, and herbicides and insecticides in farms were found in 5% of the case of infertility. Ultra high radiation, heavy metals, and herbicides and insecticides. Then we go on to more studies here. Air pollutants, it also causes in men and women the formation and the birth of sexual cells, like your ovum and your sperm. Then we talked about serum BPA. So Dr. Hamada wasn't just talking just like that, without any evidences or base. So indeed, where women who experience recurrent miscarriages, meaning losing multiple times babies, okay, not only for one time, they found actually a higher level of serum bisphenol A, which I spoke about just now. Okay, clear for you? Okay, and then remember we spoke about Dr. Hamada took into consideration the influences, the bad influences coming from what you call that, the bacteria, fungi, viruses, and parasites. And one of the examples here we can find in one study, Bioresonance 2017, beta-glucuronide, I don't even know how to pronounce this word, okay, but this substance producing bacteria elevated the levels of estrogen, and that can cause endometriosis and cancer. Okay, and when you have endometriosis, what happens? You can't really get pregnant. It's very difficult to get pregnant. Yeah. Okay. So the next thing is when we talk about vitamins and minerals, okay, which we spoke about when we spoke about what bioresonance is. We spoke about vitamins and minerals as well. So we have a lot of patients doing a lot of IVFs, and they still failed. And they thought like this is the only hope. They were told, but little do they know that actually vitamin D level that they do not know in their body is not even enough for them to increase the successful outcomes of the IVF itself. So maybe not many people know. Maybe some centers are already doing vitamin D testings, but chronic deficiency will reduce the success rate of IVF. Okay, let's go on to vitamin B12 deficiency. So this article here talks about when we are having a short-term vitamin B12 deficiency, and they compare with when we are having a chronic, a long-term vitamin B12 deficiency. So when it first develops, you will get pregnant and then you will keep losing babies. This is one of the factors. I'm not talking about, oh, when you have vitamin B12 deficiency, you definitely, like lose all your babies. But if you have like, you just started to have that B12 deficiency, what you will experience is you can get pregnant, but you lose it, but you lose multiple times. Then when you go to further, like let's say not 3 months of deficiency, you go to 6 months or 1 year or several years of deficiency, then you won't even get pregnant anymore. That's what they're trying to say. Prolonged deficiency results in infertility. Okay, so meaning that sperm comes into the egg, they won't even form into baby in the first place. Yeah? Because we need vitamin B12 to create cells. That's the essential vitamin that you need to create new cells. So this is what I found on the blog of KL Fertility. They said that eating a lot of trans foods with trans fats will also increase insulin resistance and leads to ovulatory infertility. Let me decipher that. What is that? Okay, so when you have insulin, the function of insulin, what is it supposed to be doing? It's like a car, okay, in your blood, and then you have sugar. When you take your food, your sugar gets absorbed to your bloodstream. Then your bloodstream has that sugar. So this insulin is a car. It can't hop on sugar. So I need you to bring you to the muscles and to drop off the energy to the muscles. That's sugar in the form of energy. So it takes the muscle to also open the door and receive the sugar, right? To be able to accept the energy and use the sugar for energy. Okay? So what happens is when you have insulin resistance, the muscles won't open the door. So we have muscles there. I'm talking about erectile dysfunction, for example. We have muscles there, and if you have insulin resistance, the muscles there are not going to open the door for the energy to come in the first place. That's one of the, to put it simply, what the article is talking about. So next, one of the very important things is about, this is one of the factors, is when one partner, like the female partner, either of the partner, female or male partner, if they have imbalances in their gut microflora leading to microflora changes in the reproductive system, then either one of the partners, if they have imbalances, then when they have intercourse, it will cause the imbalances in another partner as well. It doesn't have to be really infection. It doesn't have to be like a full-fledged infection. It just has to be like a slight change or a disbalance in that flora. Do you know what flora is? The mixture of certain good bacteria that enter the balance of it. That's the flora. Okay, we're talking about. So then, either or, when we have bad flora passing on each other, then that's where you get. Okay, this is a more serious one, which is the STIs, sexually transmitted infections, and you see your structure of the reproductive system will get infected and get like things like fibroids and endometritis and all kinds of inflammation of the different parts of your female organs. And in terms of female, we talk about the sperms not moving so actively. This liquid around the sperm is also very important. So the nutrients that the liquid around the sperm has is also essential for the sperm to move forward. For example, fructose, it has to constantly consume energy and to swim forward. And this thing will also cause quality to change. Quality of the fluid around the sperm, quality of the sperm will change. So this is what I'm trying to say, that microflora changes in the reproductive tracts of both partners can disbalance each other during the intercourse. So we can see here the effect of bacterial dysbiosis is a risk factor for detrimental effect on the uterus and the placenta, if at all you get pregnant in the first place. Okay, and then macroscopically, meaning you can actually just see the sperm. You don't have to use the microscope to see it. You can see them moving less actively, and the morphology, meaning the shape of the sperm, will change. and concentration would even go less sperm in that fluid. Okay. Okay, so just jumping into the very technical stuff, this is the list of programs that we literally have on our devices. Okay, this is a list of programs that over so many years, Dr. Hamada, the urologist I spoke about from Osaka, Japan, this first group that we talk about here, resistance genes group, and you ask, what is that? So he found out the, because we were talking about how do we get rid of virus, bacteria, fungi, parasites, but it's very difficult to hit it one by one. So Dr. Hamada was saying, why not we try to train the special immune cells for doctors here, Dr. Gopi and Dr. Amin, we try to train the toll-like receptors on the innate immune system. Doctors, ringing any bell? The toll-like receptors. These receptors on the immune cell, they are supposed to see the shadow of a person, and it can already identify that person. For example, if I see the shape, you let me see the shadow of a tiger. Then you let me see a shadow of a human. Then the toll-like receptor, without knowing specifically which human is that or which tiger is that, the toll-like receptor just see, oh, okay, that's a bunch of stuff with four legs. The tigers and the lions, they see it from far, okay, that's that, okay, I recognize that. And then human, okay, I don't know like what name he has, I'm not specific, but I know this is a human. Maybe this is a child, maybe this is an adult. So the toll-like receptors, they actually naturally can identify general forms of a group of bacteria and viruses and pathogens. So instead of killing one by one, Dr. Hamada thought, okay, let's teach these toll-like receptors to identify the general waveform of a group of bacteria or other pathogens. Get what I mean? Or anyone confused? You can ask questions in the Q&A. Okay? So these groups, how many groups here? 10 groups you can see here. They contain the waveform of the information of a group of bacteria, different groups of bacteria. So if I put group 1, okay, this toll-like receptor is going to learn. My device is going to teach the toll-like receptor, okay, remember, let's say Streptococcus, A, this looks like this, B looks like this, so remember this. This group, you are going to attack with the same weapon. Okay? So then your body will clear those pathogens more effectively. So apart from doing those individual killing of pathogens, we also do this. We train your body to be smarter. Okay? Next, when we come to sexual dysfunctions, I spoke about that. You can see libido, sexual energy, and stimulation of the cerebral cortex. The cerebral cortex is where all your sensory groups up into your brain, and it tells you certain information. For example, in terms of having an intercourse, you say, I'm still at work. For some people, it's very hard to switch back. So these are the frequencies that can help them do this. It's more, it makes the brain more quickly to switch from mood to mood. Okay, from the stress mode, and to quickly forget about everything and get into the intercourse, because some people will have these issues, right? Okay, then we go on to the different parts of different types of erection. So we know that erection, the only problem with you, it doesn't come up. That's it, right? That's the problem. But you see, there's so many bunches of things that can cause sperm production. And these are the wavelengths that we can produce sperm production. We also address the inflammation of the prostate gland, which happens in a lot of men. Yeah. Nowadays, getting younger men also get this prostatitis, inflammation of your prostate gland. In Chinese, it's called 前列腺. Yeah. Okay. Oh yes, we have 前列腺. Okay. So and then we go on to you can see these are programs under the male reproduction system. So we take care of all these things here. You can see. And you see that we know that there's one type of erectile dysfunction. 我们在讲这布局哦，没有错。Okay, okay. So there's so many different types of erectile dysfunctions. So if you ask me, okay, what kind of different wavelengths is here, I don't know. Okay, I seriously, sincerely tell you that I don't know. But what we do, we test. We test if it's this type. We test if it's this type. We test. Then, if it's not good, the frequency does not have harmony. What we do, we just put this into the treatment. And this guy gets the treatment from it, and we have good results. Oh, I think. Can I get a doctor needs some talking for the past few days? Wow. I may have gotten some bisphenol A here. So, yeah, BPA, right?
Yes.
Okay, so let's go on to the female reproduction here. So when it comes to female reproduction, before then we have to address the inflammation and infections that are in the lady, which I've spoken about, what Dr. Hamada found out, bacteria, viruses, and parasites. So we test this. For example, if you have breast inflammation, you think that it's not related to your fertility, you think that's not related to your lower organs, you think that, okay, breast inflammation may not be able to influence what's down there, what's lower, but they are interconnected because hormones make these two regions talk, okay? And the whole regulation system starts from every single cell that secretes hormones. Basically, all of the cells secrete hormones. Yeah? So, mastitis is breast inflammation, vaginitis is inflammation of the vagina. Then we have cervix, inflammation of the cervix. Endometritis, are you familiar with that? Inflammation of the lining of the uterus, the inner lining of the uterus. Okay, so we address these things. So what we do here in Bioresonance, we test vaginitis, even if you don't feel it. You never know, like you never know if you have inner infections or chronic inflammation going on in there. Okay, you might just feel it. Oh, it's sort of like a discomfort. I always get this complaint. Oh, it's just a bit of discomfort. Other than that, no. Or it may even manifest as a gut problem. So you think, oh, I think it's just my stomach. It's just my GI problem. But little to know that we also find these things because your gut is here and your reproductive system is in the same compartment. Of course, the pathogens, they move around in that same area. So let's go on to more. So we also address ovarian dysfunction. Okay, we basically test the frequency waveforms of your ovaries, and then if we see that okay, there's an imbalance, then we put literally this program, put it in the therapy, put it in your cart, and then you just treat on that program. Okay, so and these are the few more like. Making sure that when you're already pregnant, the uterine artery is sending enough nutrients, yeah, to your placenta, to your baby, or in the first place, it has to be regulated so it does not constrict or dilate too much. What is constrict? Constrict means getting smaller. The pipe, the arteries getting smaller, narrower. So what? Blood cannot really flow through that thing. So what we want to do is dilate just nice for enough nutrients to pass through. Okay, so next we go for dysmenorrhea. So we also, if you have pain in menstruation, when we don't want to dig out the cause of the pain, just by having pain during menstruation will already increase the risk of infertility. Like not digging down to the cause, actually what caused the pain, yeah, this will already cause increase the risk of infertility. So we also address that. Dr. Hamada created these programs. So these are the hormones that I spoke to you about: testosterone, DHEA, progesterone, estradiol. For anyone who doesn't know what DHEA, we leave that to the Q&A. Yeah. Okay. So let's go to neurotransmitter. I told you about the serotonin and the dopamine. Okay. These are the group of programs that regulates your mood. Like if you're in a depression state or if if you're very overexcited or very stressed out, then serotonin can give you the calmness, mainly in this program, and dopamine can give you that happiness, that joy that you can proceed with your intercourse. Okay, so we spoke about this. Remember your BPAs and your phenols. Okay, and this one was the last one that I spoke about. These programs not only activate your cells to metabolize the toxins, metabolize the toxins, but it also helps the other cells outside of that cell to get that processed toxins out of the body. So it's like a factory. I'm done with this thing, and then this person would, okay, one person in the factory will pack the food. So it's done, right? Okay, I've broken down the toxins, I've packed in several packages. But who's going to deliver it out? I'm just going to push it to the next person, and the next person would throw it out to the dump, to the rubbish bin or something. Okay, so these are the three processes that these programs are taking care of. So let's go into the juice, the most important part of it. Am I like just talking rubbish? Do I not know what I'm doing? No, we have testimonies, and these testimonies of the 4 I'm talking here is it's not like out of 10 I had 4 successful cases. No, these are the only 4 I've been taking for the past few years that became pregnant right away after therapy. It's like 4 of them came and 4 of them got pregnant. So we have a video interview for this Malay lady, and she had a pre-cancer stage. She had ovarian cyst, got removed one of the ovarian cysts, 10 centimeters big, and then she got another 5 centimeters ovarian cyst, and the doctor was saying, you know, it could be precancerous. You come for a checkup, and maybe we want to remove your whole uterus, including your ovaries, at the age of 26. So what we did was, she was lowly educated, so she's not really compliant. So whenever you treat her, you really have to follow up and tell her each and every day, you don't eat your fried foods, you drink the water, you drink alkalizing nutrients to actually get rid your body of your inflammation and infections. So two months we've been doing her. First few weeks she was doing for once to twice. Sometimes she doesn't even turn up. So after that 2 months, she went for her first hospital follow-up, and the doctor said, "Oh, your ovarian cyst it's not shrinking, right? Maybe just 0.3 millimeters. It doesn't seem to be growing that wildly like before." So what we did was, let's postpone. So they postponed it, and eventually, after a few months after her follow-up, she sent me an ultrasound. I got pregnant, because we were saying that, who knows, when we were doing the therapy, we said, who knows, you even get pregnant, you don't have to remove your uterus, let's see. You can still go for a follow-up, I don't mind, but let's see. So it really happened. So this was my first ever case, and I was like so amazed, like how did that even happen? Because she was firstly divorced by her husband because she was infertile. Yeah, for the past 6 years. So then we go on to actually this was the second one. So this was the patient I treated in Russia, in Moscow. And she, after swimming in a pond one day, she started having cystitis, inflammation of the urinary bladder. So for years she has been fighting with that, jabbing immunotherapy, even using catheterizing, meaning doctors were literally putting pipes in a urinary bladder to wash out the pathogens, the bacteria, using antibiotics. And for years she has been struggling until she found that, Moscow finally found a device, Bioresonance device. And then she found that doctor that she always went to before. The doctor had a previous different device, but then she hopped on this device and she said, "Whoa, this is crazy! Like, you know, I've been spending so much time and energy, and I have so much of frustration for the past few years, and now I am having slight improvement. Not to say that this is like a full miracle, first day and she's like good. No, it went on for 6 months because hers was really terrible. But on the first day itself, she felt a little change that gave her the motivation to keep going. So it lasted for 6 months. She did that, and she's going live for a surprise for you guys. She will be going live today with us, and she will tell us a bit about her and show her amazing son. And her son is nice and healthy now, and so yeah, so we can see it. So she finally got rid of the inflammation, the infection now, and she's happy. So then the next one, a 42-year-old lady doing multiple IVF for over 10 to 12 years. I don't remember, either 10 or 12. She has been doing all the IVFs multiple times. No, nothing, to no avail. Yeah. So then we started doing 2 months of therapy. I really checked her really thoroughly. It takes a lot of work, yeah, many hours to check what is actually going on in her. So long story short, then she went. I'm not saying that she didn't go for IVF. Yes, she even added on TCM acupuncture she did, and she also we checked about her nutrients. She was having very bad imbalances in the nutrients. So we addressed that, and then after that therapy, I said, okay, maybe you can go and try your IVF right now. Okay, not a miracle news. The first IVF she got from a new Japanese technology. She said that we can try multiple eggs in a short time. So the first egg, right after the therapy, no, it failed straight away. Straight away it failed. But the second egg, there was just the next week. They said that it was successful, and it implanted, and that was a glorious part of my history. So after it implanted, I was still praying, please, so that the whole process would be good. Now he's already, I think, 3 years old. This was September 2021. Yeah. And then she sent me, I don't know if you can see, you definitely can't see the time. She sent me 5 a.m. Through WhatsApp, said the baby is out. I was like, oh my goodness, I have goosebumps. Okay, then the next one would be what I did in recent years. This lady was actually saved by this lady because she wrote a really long review on the internet. And this lady found that review and she said, okay, I need to find this person, this device. I so happened to be in St. Petersburg, Russia at that time. And then she said, do you have a device with you? I said, I don't. I can try to get it from some of my colleagues in Russia. And then we got her on the therapy. She has a very bad history. She had 5 miscarriages, 1 stillbirth. 1 stillbirth meaning that she carried the baby till the end of the term and the baby died. She gave birth to a dead baby. Imagine as a mom, like how much of trauma would that be? You know? She gave birth to a dead baby. So after that, she tried to get pregnant again around twice. It wasn't, she was still searching at that time, bioresonance therapy, Rhinex bioresonance therapy. And then she was trying to get pregnant. It got into an early miscarriage, like at 6 weeks. She always loses it at 6 weeks. 6-7 weeks, lose it. Okay? And then that's where I came in. We're doing an interview. She agreed to do this interview with me. She said, I want to give hope to all the women around the world. So this, you can find it on YouTube now, but it's just a few seconds. But the whole interview is actually 1 hour plus. Okay, she is going to share her whole journey. We are taking time to translate the whole video from Russian to English. So yeah, in the future you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. And watch this video, the whole interview. And that's a beautiful baby girl, Alina, completely healthy now. So now I think it's around 9 months. Yeah. Okay, so this is just our center. For those of you who have never been to our center, this is how it looks like. It's quite cozy. You can drop by and get yourself checked on those things that you don't know you even have or have not. Yeah? So these are the references if you're very curious about, or what do I base my whole talk on, then you can get the links from me. Yeah? From all the PubMeds. So it's very hard to publish your some scientific articles on these websites. So they're pretty valid, I would say. Okay. Special life guest. What's the time now, Madam Go? Are we?
10 minutes to 5, I think she's coming.
Okay, she will be coming. You guys actually can either have a short break, have your drinks. I think your ears are completely gone now after so much of shouting in your ears. Yeah, you can have a short break, get your food, get some drinks, and then we can just, in a very chilled condition, go on to our Q&A. And then around 5:15, she should be online with us. Yeah.
All right, let's give a round of thanks to
For myself.
Okay, can you please help yourself over here? Some drinks, water.
Okay, I hope we won't face any technical issues here. Oh, you want to test it? Oh, you want to go home? I'm just going to have to set up my Zoom. Yeah, we can get Madam Go to check a few parameters. Madam Go, I'd be happy to be free now. Someone is interested to do like a really short test. Thank you so much.
For you.
What? Thank you so much. Okay, this is Natalie from DNA testing. Everyone, sorry. Okay, yeah, Natalie.
Hi, I'm Natalie. Dr. An asked me to drop by, so I just want to introduce that we have this DNA testing service which require your saliva sample only. So just now Madam Ko said that, for example, if you have something related to hormonal issue or infertility issue like Dr. An explained just now, actually this DNA test can assess the risk.
Yeah, just shout.
Yeah, so if we know the risk, then Dr. An can provide this bioresonance solution to help you to reduce the symptoms.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Natalie, we look forward into maybe future collaborations. And so DNA testing can help you know your baseline. What are your tendencies? Do you do any promotion here, Natalie? No cheaper price, no discount. Yeah, I should do something. Okay.
Thank you. Maybe I will.
make sure that thank you so much.
So you said which doctor you want to
Hi, whoever's watching right there, thank you for being with us on this platform. Okay. So the live is going to. Madam Go, can you help me a little with your IT background?
Yeah, it's interesting. Maybe the patient will understand. But once you do it, it's for your life. It's for your life. So, the explanation, the first phase of explanation is once we get the result, we give them for our consultation, we give an overview, and then every now and then, with whatever problem they have, they will come with the book, and then we tell them, look, I think you're going to take coffee. This is where your coffee is. I think they're going to exercise, tolerance, allergy, and all those things. So whenever they come with the book, and then we will say, okay, your book say you shouldn't be taking coffee or you shouldn't be doing it. So then we'll be with them for the rest of the day. We measure genetic officer, that is variation in your gene that is supposed to use that. This one is my mobile number. The office number is second and third. You get the appointment. But I show the report. The report is nice. Our marketing strategy is better. We don't do keenly the we know our patient very well. That is after 1 year, 3 years, and we step by step. And then we educate them in terms of the whole picture, and then with the environmental epidemic situation, they can change your gene, and then for them to go to change your gene. Then they will do sometimes the whole family will come. Number 2, we don't do cancer. Cancer no more. Oh, you do all. It's a very sad thing. You do everything. You do 1,000 or do all. You must really coach your patient, inform them, and tell them what you should do, all these things. So you become one. Sorry, in the patient, they come to us for us to interpret the genetical mechanism for them. Because sometimes we don't know where to start. And what I often love starting is that they want to If it vibrates first.
Yeah, you.
But the vibration is
Yeah,
what's it?
okay.
No, I said because wait for me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.要听哦，讲，手碰一下。She's from Taiwan.
Alright?
Yeah.
Holiday or what? You staying on holiday?
Visit my son. Visit my son.
I just saw a video in Taiwan. I was fascinated. I saw the oyster farm. And the rice farm and all those things. It's yeah. And I realized that there are so many various rice farm and fields.
Small island.
Small island. Small island. So it's not very quite
Oh, the scammer.
How long you been here? Yeah, they want 5 years ago. I'm a business partner. And I do work on the flora. I produce probiotics. Get the message. Yeah, I use now I have
So that's the issue right now.
so I
Use it again. I don't forget when she's lost my nose. I will do so much more than She is the original one. Okay, okay. Wait, don't you briefly analyze it? Yeah, Burma. Is it analyst
No, I have used the machine 5 years ago. I was trained by I used the machine. And then I made a contract that I saw that this one very big. So many people do bioresonance. So I like that. So it's never the good time to use it. It's a strong. Some people spoke behind.
Yeah. It's a mix. It's not just a physical effect.
I haven't tried, but before, around 5 years ago, it's actually before infusion from Germany. And so the principle behind it, I know, before Malaysia, and it's a big science in Germany. Is that in Malaysia, you see that? Germany is an example of but I don't know.
I think it's okay. I think it's okay.
They are safe and our medication recommendation diabetes but I will focus on strong healing lifestyle, sleep, exercise, will minimize the medication. This one she's an obstetrician. She's an obstetrician and gynecologist. So infertility is very problem.
Okay. How was the food? How was the food, everyone?
Very good.
Oh, thank you so much, and thank you to the team there. They were the one who prepared all the juices and things. And hello, Rita, and hello. Thank you. Okay, so now we shortly get back to. I think since the lady maybe is ready to share about herself now, then maybe we do the Q&A after the live, yeah? Okay. Sorry for the
Residents.
yeah. That resonance. Okay. So I'm going to admit her to the live right now. Okay, she's joining. I can see her joining. Okay, Madam Go. Hello, dear Maria. Thank you so much for being with us here today. So I briefly introduced to them your history, and we'll go on to the questions that we've discussed before. Can you please open your WhatsApp so I get the list of questions I need to ask so that I don't lose my track? Can you hear me, Maria?
Join the audio.
Thank you. Okay. Thank you so much. Oh, Maria. So now you can hear me.
Yeah, I hear you.
Oh, okay. Thank you. So sorry. So again, thank you so much for being here with us live.
Yeah, unfortunately, I can hear you.
Okay. And would you like to take a look at your audience? So here, thank you for coming with us live. These are the.
Hello.
Okay. Maria is all the way calling now from. Maria is all the way calling from Moscow now. Okay, I don't want to make her nervous, so I'll just talk to her like this, yeah? Can you guys see?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So again, I want to thank you again, Maria, for coming with us here online to share your history, to share your story with us. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. I have already spoken to them about what you've been through, about your catheterization, washing of your urine bladder. So, can I get my message, my list of questions? Okay. So first of all, Maria, would you like to self-introduce your name, your age, your city again? We go question by question, yeah?
Yeah. So, my name is Maria. I'm from Moscow. I was
alone. But maybe
What's your age?
you will ask me some questions during Instagram.
Okay, so the second question, so Maria, 30? Okay, you don't want to disclose your age, is it? So she's calling from Moscow, Russia now. And then the second question is, what triggered your infection in the first place? So they know that it's...
Yeah, it's a few years ago, began 6 years ago with I swam in the pond. So swimming in the pond triggered my problems with the health.
Okay, swimming in the pond triggered the problems with the health. It started with cystitis, correct? Inflammation of the urinary bladder.
So I hear you, but a little bit sometimes a connection maybe or
Okay, can you hear me? Can you hear me more clearly now?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So you were saying that swimming in the pond triggered your question. So question number three, how many years have you been suffering from the recurring urinary tract infections before you met Bioresonance?
Yeah, I've been suffering for 5 or 6 years. And when I swam in the pond in 2012, and then I came to Renex in 2017.
Okay.
So it was 5 or 6 years.
So how often you used Bioresonance from starting to pregnancy?
I used Renex for 6 months approximately, maybe more.
Okay.
Because then we put another one, my own, and I used it 2 or 3 times a week.
Okay.
Maybe so it was some breaks in between.
Oh, okay. Okay. So what was the most valuable thing you learned while using Bioresonance treatment? So you were using, you want to share your special tips and tricks while using this treatment?
Yeah, of course. The most important thing, the most main thing is that we should use. So I use it regularly, and I used it topically. I used it locally on the problematic places.
Okay, so what we normally do is we treat with the cloth, So what she did, because she rented the device at home and now she bought the device, so and using it at home to just maintain health. So instead of just using the cloth, what she found out that when she charged the treatment on using those little cups that I showed you here, and charging into like bottles of water, into glass, like water is the medium to store electromagnetic waves. So it stored that frequencies, and when she used that to spray the area of infection locally, she found that the effect was just like amazing. But just using the cloth, she said, well, it wasn't that strong. But she found this herself, which is very interesting. Her own finding. So Maria, so what was the main reason you finally got your lovely boy Vasya? Is he going to come?
We had a therapy. We made therapy with both me and my husband, and we had regular therapy. And because of Renex therapy, because of Renex problems, we avoided a lot of our problems with body, with urinary tract, with colon, and so on. So we used different problems on the talks. And I suppose that they were very helpful and they helped us to get our boy.
Okay. So you heard right? She used the detox programs from the device to just firstly get rid of those inflammation and bacteria and other pathogens. Yeah, other pathogens. Other healing. Okay.
Yeah.
So number 7. Would you? Okay. Okay, would you show us your active, intelligent, and lovely boy? Actually, this is the list of questions that I wanted to ask, and I showed her that I'm going to ask these questions. So, is Vasya with you here?
Yeah, I understand.
So maybe after my 8th question, then maybe some of you, if you want to ask a question, you can ask Maria. See if you.
Here.
Pas yang terakhir. Okay, is this the? Okay.
He's very smart boy, he's intelligent, he's beautiful, he's very kind, he's my next baby. And in the half years, he already knows how to read small words. Say hello.
Iya. Okay.
Yeah, he's
Okay. So thank you so much. And
it was a short session with him.
yes, thank you so much. And the root cause, so you were treating all the immunotherapy, the antibiotics, the everything. So the root cause, when you went to the Rhineland, we spoke about this before, when you went to the center, they found out you have acid-based pathogens, correct? That's why you couldn't get rid of those pathogens.
Yeah, it is correct. Of course, we should balance our system, our colon. We should set it straight, maybe, yeah. So to get rid of bacteria and other pathogens, it is additional.
Do you mind taking a few questions from the audience? If the audience has some.
Yeah.
Maria, how do you transfer the vibration resonance into the water and how you apply that?
Letter. What letter?
Okay, so what?
drink.
No, I didn't get the question because he clarified.
Okay, that was Dr. Aminuddin. He's a gastroenterologist and a hepatologist, also a lecturer for 32 years. So I'm just gonna tell you what was his question now. So his question is, how did you get the right treatment frequencies into your water? So maybe I didn't make myself clear enough just now.
How do you apply it?
How do you apply it? How do you apply it?
When I went to Finland, the cleaning doctors, they charged the bottle, which were in glass bottles, yes, so they charged water with Renat's special, how to say, technique, yeah, with the device. And then I drank it and I put it in a spray, yeah, bottles and sprayed
whatever you have there.
Use it topically.
Yeah, so the area would be down there, obviously. And then she checks. Yeah.
How often?
How often, Maria? How often?
How often? Maybe, so it was more often and less often. When more often it means 3 times a week, less often I sometimes make breaks because I take breaks because sometimes I just, for 2 weeks maybe I did breaks, you know, in my therapy.
And how much she transfer and she drinks how much?
Okay, how much do you drink and how much you transfer? Very nice, interesting question. How much you drink and how much you transfer the frequencies to the water?
You know, in my opinion, any amount of water works.
Any amount of water works, okay.
So a lot. You have to drink a lot, right?
Do you have to drink a lot, which means?
You drink a
Did
lot.
you drink a lot? Did you drink a lot for the effect to show?
We should drink a lot when detox, for example, when we use detox programs. Our body requires us to drink a lot. So because when I feel this, I have this feeling that my body requires from me to drink a lot. But when we use detox programs, for example, but when I use not so many detox programs, but more programs to, you know, mobilize my how to say, strength of body and so on. So then I drink less.
Okay,
Actually,
Does she feel healthier, energized when she drinks or drink the water for detox?
Okay, do you feel healthier or more energized when you drink the water for detox?
I feel more energized and I feel intermediate. I feel that my body thanks me because it works, how to say, it works better. It works better. And I feel more strength, I feel more energy.
Does she sleep better?
Does she?
Oh,
Do you sleep better?
yeah.
Do you sleep better?
I sleep better. I sleep better. Yeah, I sleep better, maybe. But I get up early.
Oh, okay. You don't have enough time to sleep, okay. Okay. So, anything else? Do you have any more questions?
Does the husband?
Oh, by the way, the story that we treated the husband as well, correct? Yeah.
Yeah, of course we treat it because we have two infections and when we have infections we should treat both.
Yeah, the inflammation. Your husband also drinks and detox.
Yeah, he didn't believe.
Man.
He saw me and he tried it himself and he understood all everything.
Yeah.
Okay, so Maria said if you didn't catch what she said just now, she said the husband was initially skeptical, is it, Maria? And then when he tried it himself, then he understood that, okay, this works.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was truly it was.
Okay. So, as we already know that you are using the device at home now, and you're maintaining your health right now. So, how are you in terms of like overall health now, like after so many years?
It went well. It went well because we have device. I have my own device, and sometimes it works. My baby, my son, goes to kindergarten. Sometimes he catches flu, he catches viruses, and so on. And then we turn on our RNS, and I set him programs for detoxification, to mobilization, and so on, to strengthen his body. Sometimes we go to doctor, to therapist, and sets new programs from COVID, for example.
Okay. Yeah. You mean COVID? You mean? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Thank you so much. I think do we have any other questions coming in specifically for in terms of fertility issues or men issues? No? Okay. Thank you so much for your time, Maria. Yeah, maybe we can catch up later if there's any other more details. Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Okay, bye. Thank you.
Goodbye.
How does he transfer the resonance to the water?
Okay,
How is it?
let me demonstrate.
Right.
So we have transferred the therapy, the programs that we created, right? Because this is a small machine, you will use a card where you will fit to the small machine. And imagine, because we need to use the clear glass, the bottle, either a cup, right? And we can put it here. Imagine this is a glass bottle, and with some Himalayan salt, so to hold that frequency. And when we run the program, and of course this will be connected to the small machine, so then the water can be charged here.
It has to be in a glass, transparent glass holder.
Yeah. Converter.
Yeah, for the electromagnetic waves to pass through and then also store.
Transparent, clear glass, no color, no amber, no blue.
Yeah, no color, cause the colors to filter out certain wavelengths. Yeah.
So this is how we transfer the therapeutic frequencies into the water. You can just stick it home and the frequency will actually last quite long. For what? 1 to 2 weeks. But normally people will just finish it in a day.
The 9 hour is the golden hours, like the
Yeah.
golden period, 9 hours. Yeah, after 3 weeks we still find the frequencies, but still, yeah, 9 hours is the most powerful. Yeah. And of course, after you charge the water, you have to seal it with aluminum foil so that light waves do not come back in. Yeah. So these are the rods. You say we use water to transfer the frequencies, right? That's what we connect to these wires. These rods can be put into bath, like bathtubs and foot bath, and then you can put your detox for about yeah.
So this is the way you put it in the water.
Yeah, this is very heavy. It's like a very special stainless steel. It's a very special group of metals. Yes, you can just pass around. So this kind of alloy metals, you. Yeah. Oh, is that okay? Yeah, listen. Oh, is it? Oh, yes. So it's very important when they introduce these alloy metals, very important that the balance of alloys would not save the frequency of the previous person.
Right.
So it's very important to mix the metals so that it does not store the frequency of the previous sick person. This is a secret of Branagh. They do not tell us that. Oh yeah. You're asking a different question, is it?
You have to discharge the energy first.
Oh, for this one, we don't discharge because they run, you see, different bioresonance technology in the market. So Bioresonance Bioresonance is the only one who created mixed special alloy material so that it does not need discharge. Yeah. It just does not it does not save the bad memory from the person. Yeah. And one more thing that is different. Yeah, what? Oh, okay, Manuel wants to talk about something else. Yeah, about how you want to use your body fluids to put out. Go on.
Okay. As part of the therapy, what we can do is we can also use the person's saliva, right, or urine, or even stool, and blood. So, and what is special about this is we take this, put this in here, either this cup here, measuring cup, or the protection cup. What happens is that it will, identify the frequencies, especially like pathogens or what found in those substances, and use it as part of the therapy. The pathogens that we do not have already in the programs, we will identify and then harmonize it.
Okay.
Huh?
What's the difference?
Okay. Yeah. This is the measuring, what we call the measuring cup. The flow is like 2 ways.
Information can flow to ways.
In and out, right? And the special thing about this one, it works the same way, but what happens is that when we want to test those allergens and all those, we got specific materials to test. So what we don't want is the patient's frequencies to go back into the substance and contaminate it. So using this protective cup will actually prevent that input of frequency from the patient.
Meaning information only goes one way.
One way out.
From here to the device. Yeah.
So we find that using not only the therapy but with water and as well as what we call the saliva, the blood, those things is more effective, very effective. And we don't have to spend a lot of time testing the pathogens. Some list of pathogens are like 40 over. So we can just put that, right?
basically it means that the device, even if we don't have the existing programs that can tackle the bacteria that is in your body fluids contain the information for the device to tackle back that bacteria. So it's like, I don't have the information, I don't know who is this, so you give me a bacteria. Oh no, I don't know who is this, how am I going to attack? I take the information from your body fluid. So I took the information and then, okay, now I know who this is, I can teach your body how to fight it back. So that's how it works, yeah. So, any other questions? Okay, this is our next, in 2020, year of 2020, we decided to expand the profile that we offer in the center, the treatment modalities that we offer in the center. So we realized that some issues like pain and swelling of the lymph, they're so bad that you can only use mechanical pushing and vibration. Like vibration you can really feel to just in a very short time reduce the symptoms, and then we use bioresonance to treat the underlying causes that actually cause the pain in the first place. So first we manage the pain. We manage the pain by using like real vibrations. When you put it on your skin, you can really feel the vibration. So this is what we call the physiotherapy, lymphatic drainage. So yeah, so people with thyroid issues, people with a broken lymphatic vessels, not broken, actually degenerated. Okay, then we can use this to help at least. So because no one's doing the job then, like pumping all the fluids, it's already infection, chronic infection leading to degeneration of the tissues. So that no one is doing the job then. So we will try to do the job externally, and then we will go for bioresonance therapy to treat the cause of the problem in the first place. Yeah, this is to just lower the pain, lower the swelling, but we're not treating the cause. Yeah, this is just to manage the pain. And then we go to aesthetics. Oh, okay. Yeah. Then we wanted to share that it's also good for aesthetic use, like facelifting, like abdomen, like reducing, and this and that.
Yeah. So it's not just for like sports injury or inflammation, lymphedema.
Yes, Dr. Shami has a question.
Remember, we had someone that testified like a friend from Malaysia. So she actually had a direct contact with Matt, and she was trying to recharge water.
Yes.
As well as direct contact, right? So based on the three methods, what's the efficacy, what's the best? Basically, if you have a disease.
Oh, okay, if you have a
That's
disease.
the first question. That's the first question. The second question is, this is point by Captain.
Okay.
Can bioresonance basically help you to choose the gender of your offspring, of your future baby? And third question is, how good is bioresonance in treating mental health? Mental health.
Captain Shami is always very interesting with his questions. Trying to grill. Okay. We have to solve these issues. Determining gender. We don't exclude that possibility in the future. Yeah, the potential of bioresonance diagnostics and therapy is really wide, and we have not reached the full potential yet. What ideas do you have, Captain Shankar? What is this question based on? Okay. He said, that's what we need to determine the gender of the babies. Okay, nice. Dr. Shami, your first question was?
Like the three methods of treatment, right?
Yeah.
What's like the best, the efficacy rate of treatment?
Oh, I would say if it's an internal organ issue, actually the best is to always incorporate not only the mat, the oral drinking. Some doctors even charge energy waves into tablets. You know, the homeopathic tablets they have. Some doctors do that, and we actually encourage more of the water usage for the transfer frequencies. So first, to answer your question, we should actually do all together. That's the best to increase the speed where we get the effects, you know. So it's with the mat, with the topical, with the water, and with even taking the water. Like we visited a Bangkok center. They have this very nice as well. And then they literally just pack up, use the mat, and wrap up all the glass bottles, and only set all the bacteria, virus, parasites, fungi frequencies in those bottles. And then just literally, just to support healing in their patients in the center, they just give out. Just give it out as free for their patients to use. Yeah, this is one interesting idea. And if we can even apply it using jojoba oil for skin allergies, for skin inflammation, we can even charge the frequencies to jojoba oil. The possibilities are really like great. It's like whatever you can think of, try to do it. And this is what she did. And you know, she started using sprays topically, and that's how she found her extra quick results. Yeah.
Can you use gels as well?
Yes. Yes. You can still, you can basically even charge your food. People even put it in fish tanks to make their fish more healthy. People even put it in ponds. People even treat horses. In Dubai, there's a vet. He's a distributor of Ranax devices as well. He uses Ranax to train his racing horses, to uphold the muscle strength, to get rid of the horses of inflammation. He charges the water that the horses drink, so that it gets rid of a certain parasite in the horses. So you can really use this in a huge realm.
What about creating anti-aging gel?
Creating anti-aging gel. Okay, we do have anti-aging programs. Yeah, we can check. We can just charge those anti-aging programs into that. And why not? You can just use for yourself and see how the results are. Yeah, again. Okay. The golden hour, but after 3 weeks we still find those frequencies. Oh, that one we need to find out for ourselves. Yeah, but jojoba oil really holds the frequencies quite longer than even water. I'm not wrong. Yeah. And Captain Shankar shared with me recently about this Dr. Meyer's detox. Very interesting. She manufactures, or maybe she partners with someone to manufacture very interesting skincare products that uses not only substances in the products, but also uses bioenergetics. She literally checks the skincare products with all the information your cell need to heal, and then this doctor actually see amazing results from the bioenergetics charged skincare product. Do you know this? Did you know this? Oh, okay. I thought like I was the one listening. So this is, I think we're moving towards and this Dr. Meyer's detox, she's from US. She also shared that we are moving into the world of energetics already. Like 5 years ago when we just started, no one knew about bioenergetics. Like very few people know. But now it's just like calling, oh, just make an appointment. Like no one even asking, what is bioresonance therapy? Yeah. So we're glad we're moving into this direction. What we thought was the future, we're living in it now. Yeah. So I think we can just wrap up. Yeah? Wrap up. Oh, one last question. Okay, we love questions.
How is Biorex different from other bioresonance
waiting
and
for someone.
NLS devices?
Oh, thank you. I was waiting for someone to pose this question already. Thank you so much for this very good question. So the most distinct characteristic of Ryan's bioresonance is that, first of all, the whole thing is manufactured only in Germany. That's one, but it's not the most amazing thing. Second of all, the antennas used in the Ryan Express bioresonance devices are not using electricity to generate frequencies. It just simply changes in angles, different angles, to capture the waves on the Earth's surface and just deflect it to the human body. That's it. The Earth's surface, we have mostly radio waves, yeah, the natural electromagnetic waves that we spoke about just now. From other devices in the whole of the bioresonance technology, the most distinct one is that they use electric generators. They use copper coils inside. Am I right? Okay. So they use copper coils to generate those electromagnetic fields. So when you compare the waves that come out of these two different generators, the antenna, by just deflecting natural waves, it produces or just deflects waves that are identical to the nature, basically the trees, the human body. It has an F-shaped form. And using an electricity generating those frequencies, it creates like a zigzag. It's just not natural to the human body. So I think from diagnostics, this MLS, what you're talking about, this bioresonance, is really powerful. It's really quick when you use those headphones. I don't know if you guys seen those headphones to actually diagnose. But personally, I can't resonate with long-term therapy using NLS. Although I know NLS bioresonance, the treatment is way shorter than Ryan's bioresonance, right? Correct? It quickly corrects you, and then you're done. But Ryan's bioresonance, it takes a bit longer time because at the end of the day, they're natural waves. When you need natural healing, it takes time. It's not a quick fix, you know? But it's also good that NLS bioresonance actually shorten the treatment time so that the exposure to that unnatural waveform is way shorter. Yeah, because anyways, we are being exposed to phones and 5Gs and all these electromagnetic waveforms that are based on a lot of clinical studies harmful for us. Yeah, which maybe you cannot agree with, right? Definition. 5G. Okay. So I think what else? Have I answered the question? And did anyone not even understand what I was talking about? Okay, I see someone whispering some questions. You have some questions? Okay, you can talk to my question. No question. Okay, fine. So I think maybe we can wrap this session up. What do you think? Yeah, if you have any personal questions, you can always contact us and chat with us personally and delve deeper into the different topics. Okay? So thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate instead of spending quality time with your family, you sacrificed your ears to us today. Thank you so much. Thank you, again. Thank you for all the guests, the doctors that have agreed to come. Thank you so much. And our team. Okay, and we're done. Okay.
If you also have personal questions, you can go one-to-one with Dr.
Thank you for this work, Dr. Min. So gut microbiome and health diseases. You guys.